So, we all think of the internet as this incredible tool for learning, right? But what if the way we're all using it is actually changing how our minds work? Today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating idea that might just reframe your entire relationship with the digital world.
And look, on the surface, that makes total sense. We have this gigantic, interconnected library right in our pockets. It promises to make us smarter and more informed than any generation that's ever come before us. But is that really the whole story? Is there a hidden downside to having all this knowledge just a click away?
Because what if this amazing tool is literally rewiring how we learn? What if, instead of turning us all into these deep-thinking scholars, it's actually training us for a totally different skill, a more primal one, the skill of a hunter?
And that, right there, is the core idea we're digging into today. The argument is that we need to stop thinking of the internet as this quiet, organized library and start seeing it as something much more active, a hunting ground.
So what is this digital hunt? Well, it's a mindset. It's where we don't go online to browse and explore. Nope, we go online to capture. We're on the trail of a specific piece of information, our prey, and we need it to solve a problem right now. And as soon as we've got it, we're out. Mission accomplished.
And this contrast is absolutely key. Think about learning from a book. It's patient, right? It's analytical. It lets your imagination run wild. Now compare that to the digital hunt. It's just a reaction. It feels like a chore, something you have to do to get away from a problem. Think about the last time you Googled something for work. Were you really exploring, or were you hunting for a quick answer?
This simple shift in mindset, it changes everything. Because when information is just prey, it's not something you connect with or try to understand on a deep level. It just becomes an object to grab, and that creates a totally different relationship with knowledge itself.
All right, so what's the big deal? If we're all becoming digital hunters, so what? Well, it turns out this shift has a real intellectual cost. So let's break down what that toll actually looks like.
Well, it really boils down to three major consequences. First, we become emotionally distant from the stuff we learn. Second, we lose the actual joy of learning. And maybe most important, we put our ability to think deeply and creatively in serious danger.
First up, this hunt literally creates a barrier. Because we're so laser-focused on the goal, on just capturing the data, we don't ever really let it sink in. There's just no time to connect with it emotionally or, wrestle with it intellectually.
And what that really means is it gets a lot harder to truly internalize knowledge, to make it a real part of how we think. Sure, we might have the fact, we might have the answer, but we don't have the understanding that goes with it.
And that brings us to the second cost. We lose the joy. When finding information is just another task on the to-do list, a chore to get through, that pure pleasure of discovery, that aha moment of learning something new just for the sake of it, it just evaporates.
See, it's a really subtle but hugely important shift. Learning becomes something we have to do instead of something we get to do. And that natural curiosity that really drives deep, lasting knowledge, it just gets shoved to the side. And this is maybe the biggest danger of all. This constant, shallow hunt for the quick fix is seen as a major threat to our most valuable skills: deep, critical thinking, and all the creativity that flows from it. If we're always just grabbing the first answer we see, when do we ever take the time to imagine a new one? But wait, it gets even more complicated than that. Because when we go on this digital hunt, it turns out we're not actually hunting alone. We're being guided. It's a really important question to ask yourself. Next time you type something into that search bar, think about it. Are the results that pop up the most accurate, the most well-rounded, or are they just there for another reason? Are they really neutral? The truth is, our hunt is guided from the very beginning. Powerful algorithms driven by what's already popular and, let's be honest, by massive commercial interests like advertising, they're the ones deciding which prey is easiest for you to find. The path you're walking in that digital forest, it's been paved for you. And that is a huge risk to how we learn. Instead of getting this wide, diverse spectrum of knowledge, we just get what's popular or what's been paid for. We end up in this kind of echo chamber, not of our own opinions, but of the algorithms, and that makes finding unique or challenging ideas so much harder.
Okay, so I know this all sounds a little bleak, right? Like we're all caught in this trap. But here's the thing. The source doesn't just point out the problem, it also shows us who can actually thrive in this environment.
If the internet really is a kind of trap for a lot of us, who are the people who can actually benefit from it, who can navigate this hunting ground without getting caught?
It turns out, the people who really thrive are the ones who already have a specific set of skills. They're the people who can think critically, who can question their own assumptions, who still find real joy in learning, and who, most importantly, resist that siren song of the quick, easy answer. Basically, they come to the hunt already prepared.
So here's the bottom line. The internet is an unbelievably powerful tool, there's no question. But its default settings, they push us toward a shallow, reactive, and guided way of thinking. The real challenge for all of us is to be aware of that, to use the tool on our own terms and not let the tool use us.
And so I want to leave you with one final question to ask yourself. The next time you open up your browser, just take a second and think, am I here to learn or am I just here to hunt? The answer to that question, well, it might just change everything. Thanks for joining me.